Hello, friends, and welcome to a short episode of Figments in Time. I'm Lewis.
I'm Val.
I still got it wrong. And we're going to talk about building a lightsaber, how we felt about building a lightsaber, and the whole experience. And we'll talk about the experience, and then we have a few pictures that we'll show. We're trying not to spoil too much. We're trying to be non-spoilery. And then at the very end, I'm going to put up a link, and it'll also be in the show notes. If you want spoilery, I recorded the entire thing in glorious HD, and it will be on our YouTube channel. It'll be a private video, it'll just be from the link you have here, so no one will stumble over it and feel, I can't believe I saw that you are handed the lightsaber by Darth Vader.
Well, if you have any idea that you might possibly experience building a lightsaber, you really want to not go in knowing too much because it's a lot of fun and it's a really special experience. And I think it means a lot more when you kind of are experiencing it, not knowing what's about to happen.
I think the building a lifesaver is actually a Tokyo Disney Sea experience.
Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied tonight.
I'd have cut that out, but the lifesaver joke is just too easy to make. I'm gonna let you tell most of how you felt about it. You love this you love this more than I did, and I really, really, really liked it.
Yeah, I loved it so much.
So what did you think? You were standing in line to get in.
I was so excited.
Super smooth.
It was a birthday surprise. And again, it was a birthday surprise that I'm doing while I have still been recovering with post-acute COVID. So it was, you'll notice in the video, I was in a scooter. But I was so excited about the surprise because I'd been wanting to do this for a really long time. And most everybody knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Star Wars was the first movie that I saw in the movie theaters when I was a kid. My brother took me to see it. That's a whole nother story because you know that I'm a huge Darth Vader fan, and it comes from that very first movie. And so I love Star Wars so much, and so I'm a huge fan. So going into it, I was wanting really to experience the whole thing. I was super excited about building a lightsaber. We had built lightsabers years ago, just in the World of Disney store, I think at Disney Springs, really early on. We did the ones that you just kind of go through the little line and you build the little plastic. And I built a Darth Vader lightsaber when we did that I still have displayed in my office because I loved it so much. Because it was just so cool to have a lightsaber, even though it was really light and it's just a little plastic toy.
As a tag to this video, we will show the lightsabers, both the new ones and the old ones, and maybe even show you them in action. We'll see.
Oh, but this experience is very different because it is you in Batu finding the secret location where Savis is what appears to be a junk store, but actually is a place for Jedi to come and put together their personal lightsaber. And so it's just sort of cloaked in the secrecy. There's not a sign outside. You come in and you have your, just sort of that sense of, that they tell you what you need to say if a stormtrooper comes by. And so it gives you that sense of secrecy, and it just makes you feel very special. And so for me, being a huge Star Wars fan and loving it so much and loving Batu, Galaxy's Edge is just amazing. And so I could spend the whole day and have spent a whole day in just that section of the park. And so I was very, very excited to build my lightsaber.
This picture I put up is not of Savi's. I don't want to give away that secret. But it's in the neighborhood. The building's all kind of alike. So. All right, so you choose your lightsaber.
You do choose your lightsaber, and I chose peace and justice, which again I know is surprising for people who know that I love Darth Vader, but because you can do a power one that is more resemblant of Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, that kind of style. But for me, I am a huge Ahsoka fan. I am a huge Rey fan. And so I really just felt drawn more to sort of that peace and justice saber than I did any of the other options that there were. And so that was sort of the way that I went. You went a different way.
I chose elemental because I love that it has this actual thing I could use as a weapon. If the batteries, the super secret batteries, which are 3 AA's, are ever wear out, the triple A's ever wear out, and I can't, cut down the foe, I can always hack them with it. Yeah, so then they come out and they do this funny spiel. I mean, he was funny. The guy who did it for me at our time was funny.
Well, it's not, and you say funny, and I didn't really think of it as funny as much as it had a little bit of that Star Wars kind of humor involved in it, but it also was a very you got a very serious vibe too, walking into the shop and going to your spot, and you had your button on that showed which lightsaber style you were choosing, so that they knew what to give you without you even having to say what you were doing. And you had a person that actually worked with you, and I think there were 3 people probably in his group, 3 in each group, so you had a helper that would help you put your saber together. But they did take it very seriously. And so they, he did say some funny things, but he also was really kind of laying the groundwork for this very solemn ceremony of you creating your personal lightsaber, what was personal to you, and giving you your options for the color of your kyber crystal and that kind of thing.
So the one kind of thing that's spoiler-ish that's good to know is once you've chosen your thing, you get a tray of choices. Mm-hmm. So you get different pieces to put together. You can't build your own Franken lightsaber, which is what I had kind of imagined. I kind of imagined having this and then having a Darth Vader-y or Luke looking lightsaber. But it's kind of, you choose one and you get a bunch of different choices.
You do get several, and like I said, he's going to show, I think, the picture of like his tray that he was given with the elemental, that you can see it. For those of you who are listening and watching, the elemental has more leather, and it looks like ivory, kind of that kind of look to parts of it. And so it definitely has a more nature theme to it. And you are given several pieces to choose from, but you are also, it's very specific, which if you choose one piece, that means that you have to choose a piece from that set, even within your set. So you can't even mix and match everything that's on your tray. You still are very limited in how you put it together, but you do have a few options for what you can do.
Yeah, the 2 end pieces here have to be put together. The way you turn it on and the way you turn it off. And the only thing I didn't like about the elemental is there's only one style tooth, right? So everybody I've seen who have made elemental, I feel like they look exactly like mine, which is, right. I mean, I'm in a party and I've got my lightsaber and 50 other people have the same lightsaber. It's not going to happen, right?
No, I don't think you're going to have that problem.
It mostly hangs on my wall, and like I said, comes out whenever burglars come in our house, which thankfully has been this many times. Goose egg, right? 0. All right, so you get your tray of stuff, you put it together piece by piece. It all goes together. It's very cool. And you have a lightsaber, and you get a carrying case. It's really nice.
And it's just the ceremony in itself, just the blade and everything that we're not going to tell you about because you want to experience it, is just, I may or may not have shed a few tears at one point, just because it's very, I don't know, the especially at the end of putting it together, there is a very powerful sort of feeling with the music and the way it swells and the words that he's saying, and messages from Jedi that you might hear and things like that, that just really kind of well up this emotion of, wow, I'm actually doing something here special. And so it did make me a little teary, because it was just sort of this sense of, I felt it, there's a sense when you are in Galaxy's Edge, for those of us who have loved Star Wars for so long, that when you are in this experience, especially, you feel like you have stepped into a world, and you are part of a world that you have known for many years. And it's more, it's like stepping into, it's almost like stepping into the movie. It's like stepping into this world that you have read about and that you've watched, and that you've pretended on the playground to have lightsaber battles with sticks, and um just all of these things that I did as a child growing up with Star Wars. And then even those memories of passing it on to our daughter, and then just our love for it, and just having these experiences in Galaxy's Edge, the emotions welled up for sure, because I felt like I was actually a part of this story that has been such a huge portion of my life. And so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was very special.
So 2 disclaimers. One, you just mentioned having lightsaber battles again. It's a done deal. It has to be done.
When I
2,
was a child in the playground in elementary school,
when I was a child, I played as a
which
child. When I was
often
adult,
I
I played
was
with a
always,
real
I
thing.
was Darth Vader every time too. So, I actually found a picture of some of the pieces of playground equipment, because I was trying to remember, that looked like the Death Star that we used, when we played Star Wars on the playground during recess when I was in elementary school. So lots of memories of Star Wars being a part of my life.
All right, so that, I think, is all we really wanted to say. Just wanted to introduce the video that you have to go somewhere else to watch the end of. But if you haven't done this experience, absolutely fun.
It is.
It is costly.
It is.
But I will say, you get to bring home a really high quality toy, if you want to call it a toy. I mean, it's not a toy. It's not a kid's toy. This thing weighs like a lightsaber really should. It's as good as the ones that are in the store that sell for approximately the same price. So if you want a lightsaber, getting to build your own was quite awesome.
It really was a great experience. And again, like for example, for Lewis, when he built his, that was his Christmas present that year. This was my birthday present. So it definitely is not something that we just kind of just ran out and did on a random day. But it was also something that was both important to us, because we both care so much about Star Wars. So it was important for us. So we enjoyed it.
All right. Well, as soon as I stop talking, the link will come up. You can type that in, go to YouTube, or like I said, the show notes. All right, so that's our review. Next up, we're going to do a quick little lightsaber demonstration from 2 old people swinging lightsabers around in the backyard. Because, like I said, it was brought up multiple times. It has to be done. So let's go. Okay.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you always. I've waited a long time for this. Today I take my revenge.
I'd like to see you try.
All right, I think that's it. Till next time, we will see you in the funny papers.
Bye,
Bye.
friends.
Too tired to even wave, are you?
Yes. I said bye, friends. That was good.